big ass, how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this daggone break room, y'all. Oh, boy. All right, y'all see the title and y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all know what we're going to get into today, all right? We have some different faces in the break room, not some of the regular faces that normally are in the break room. But again, y'all, we talk about pretty much what we want to talk about over here. And today I want to bring y'all some different conversations, okay? So we got two Kindra G reactions that I want to share with you guys. And we have Totha Jane. Some of you guys may be familiar with Totha Jane. Some of you guys may not. She has a pretty big following across social media, and I follow her on YouTube. I watch her periodically from now and then, but she's been going through a lot of controversy on the internet because of her telling a story time where she wanted the people to know that she relocated from Colorado to Houston basically for a man. Okay. And the thing with Totha is Totha says that, she's following God and she's Christian and she's practicing abstinence, and the story time she told basically said that she broke that following of abstinence or celibacy for a man that ended up basically didn't work out. She basically was in a relationship with not even a relationship, a situationship for a guy for like 2 or 3 years that had a woman, and she was fully aware that he had a woman. And when it was basically a break in their relationship, she decided to go to Houston to pursue this relationship and found out quickly it wasn't what she thought it was going to be. Okay. The good PJ. So I started seeing your message, PJ. Thank you so much for being here. She said she was following that penis, not the penis. So we definitely going to talk about it. Welcome, you guys. Welcome all to the break room. Hey, Shonda. We had a good conversation last night. We had almost a 3-hour live stream. We covered a lot in that live stream. We'll come back tomorrow with some, follow up on those conversations, see what has unfolded over there. And we'll get into that probably tomorrow. All right. So for today, y'all, I want to bring y'all. So here's the thing. The title I have, Oversharing, right? When oversharing goes wrong. And here's the thing, y'all, with social media. That's not going to go anywhere. That's not going to go away. We have said many times with the moms that we follow over here in the break room, we have said many times, why do y'all tell so much of y'all business? Well, you guys, that's the thing with social media, okay? And let's be honest, if these people, majority of these people wasn't brazen enough to be so vocal and what they call transparent on the internet, child, we would be bored. We would be back to watching TV, regular TV and cable. And we don't want to do that, okay? So we skedaddle around the internet and follow what folks got going on, and we get into it, right? And obviously we have our opinions of things that they say and show on the internet, but at the end of the day, child, we are nobody's mommies, and these girls are going to do what they want to do, okay? And so Kindra G's show is like a dating show where she hosts several people that's looking for love. She hosts, hey Dees, hey Tina, hey Wicked, hey Our New Forever, Shonda. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the break room. Make sure you guys clock in for me. We watch Kindra G show, and she hosts a bunch of people that's looking for love. Some people are just looking for situationships. Some people are just bored and just want some camera time. But at the end of the day, Kindra G show is what it is. Well, there was a young lady that came on her show the other day, and I found her video to be interesting. Okay. So we're going to get into this young lady. She's from Arkansas. I don't remember her name, but she is a mom, I believe, to 5 children. And her baby daddy to a couple of those children, or no, it's actually her husband. That's what it was. Her husband is actually incarcerated. However, she's looking to find love because she doesn't want to be in that situationship with her husband who's incarcerated anymore. She did say that the man is going to be getting out soon. So I guess whatever, I don't know, dummy that is willing to sign on to that would have to deal with the fact. I'm sorry, you guys. Would have to deal with the fact that her husband, who she's trying to get a divorce from, will be coming out, and it sounds like he doesn't want to let her go. Okay, so let's get into this reaction.
Girls can wear any colors.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
What's your name?
My name is Leanna.
Leanna. Where you calling me from, baby?
Arkansas.
Leanna, Arkansas. How old are you?
I'm 36.
36. What you do for a living?
Call center.
Call center. You have any kids?
5.
5 kids. How old are your 5 kids?
Ooh, I got stair steppers. I have 9, 10. I got an 8-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 16-year-old.
Okay. All by the same man?
No, I have 3 fathers of my children.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
I'm working on it. He's incarcerated, but don't want to divorce me.
Child, wait a minute. How long you been in jail for?
He actually been locked up since October of 2015. He's in a federal prison.
So, okay, because I have a policy, and the policy is if you're not officially divorced, you gotta call us back when you are all the way divorced. You have a unique situation because your husband is in jail. Is he in jail for how long?
Pause. Kindra, if your policy is that you have to be all the way divorced, no matter what the circumstances are, then that's your policy. Her husband being incarcerated in federal prison and being incarcerated for, which I think she said since 2015, shouldn't matter or not. Your policy is your policy. Technically, she's still married. Yeah, she's not living with him because he's living amongst other men that's in the federal penitentiary, but she's still married. So your policy should still stay that.
He got locked up in 2015, but he's supposed to be released. The website say 2026.
So why won't he divorce you?
Because he feels like the children need mother and father. But I feel like children shouldn't like hold you down in relationship. Like you guys can be friends, you know what I mean? But like, I don't.
Wait, slow down, sis. He says he don't want to divorce you because he feels like the children need a mother and father. Well, why didn't he have that feeling when he was doing whatever he did in order to get time in prison, in the federal prison? When he was out there making the decisions he made to lead him to be found guilty of some crime, how come he didn't have that feeling? Girl, the man don't want to divorce you because he need a place to stay until he find him another boo-bay.
Feel like you should have to, be in a relationship just for the children.
So one of the reasons why I don't allow people, I don't allow people who are separated to go forward because there's a chance that you could probably get back with the person. So, and then we had a big surge of everybody was separated trying to get on. This is very unique, but I still wonder if this is going to be a safe space for a man because you essentially have your husband is incarcerated. You're telling us he does not want to let go of the marriage. He will be out when?
Supposedly 2026.
So he'll be out in 2 years. How do we know he's not gonna, try to do something to your new boyfriend?
Hopefully he has an understanding right now and he'll.
Wait, hopefully. So you're not even for sure that he won't come out and try to, do something to end himself back in the damn clink? Oh, child.
still have that same understanding with me, not wanting to be with him. I understand him, saying give him a chance, but we have an understanding. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the abuse that we went through. He knows that I don't want to go through that anymore. But I do feel like it would be okay, because I have been in relationships before during his incarceration. And I mean, it was fine.
It was fine because he locked up, sis. How he gonna regulate from the clink? Child, he in prison. What he gonna do? Pull up? He can't pull up in prison. She talking about, I've been in other relationships these past 9 years. He been locked up, and I ain't had no problem. Yeah, because the problem is locked up, sis. They haven't gave him the key to open up the door. Oh boy.
So can't you force a divorce?
I'm not sure. I'm all new to this. I'm just now stepping all out, into the divorce world. I already know how much it costs. With me being a single mom, 5 kids, you know how it is trying to be able to get your monies together. But I'm already in that process. I got to get the money together and take it to the man.
So how long have you been trying to get a divorce for?
Asking him for at least 2 years, and then seeking this process on my own this year.
So hold on, sis. The man been locked up since 2015. You said in the past 2 years you just started asking for a divorce. So what didn't make you ask for it for the first? You was holding out hope, but yet you said you've been dating. I wonder if Kindra has any liabilities in an addendum of the contract because girl. Child, I wouldn't dare. Like, again, she just told us the man was abusive to her prior to going to prison. Who's to say he ain't changed his damn ways?
A lot of people are saying this is a dangerous situation for a new man.
In a way, I would agree. I should be fully divorced. But I mean, if you have someone, there's plenty of people I feel like go through situations like this as well and would understand, the separation part. But I'm not trying to immediately jump into something. I'm not trying to immediately just jump into a relationship. I want to be friends first. You know what I mean? And if you're willing to work with me through that process, I'll be willing to work with that man through whatever it is that he has to go through as well.
Some are saying,
wait, hold on. So you just looking for a friend? Well, why did you have to come on this show for potentially thousands and thousands of people? You ain't got no friends in the city, in whatever city in Arkansas you live in. You can't find no friends at the local grocery store, the gas station. One of your homegirls can't hook you up with somebody. Girl, ma'am, you bored. You obviously don't have anything to do, and you need somebody that. Now, first and foremost, ma'am, I'm just gonna say this. If you're going to come on a dating show asking for a friend or looking for a friend, sis, you might want to make sure you look a little bit more presentable. I mean, I can see the flyaways on your edges, on your hair here, man. No, you wasn't just sitting on the porch chilling with your phone in your hand and seeing Kindra was live and say, let me see if I can find me a boo thing. Oh, my goodness.
And you could apply for a no-fault divorce.
I'm not exactly sure what a no-fault divorce is, but I did look at some legal things here, and they were saying something like, because he's been gone for more than 30 days, and people have been telling me, like, put an ad inside of the newspaper. But, I'm just slowly working on that process as I can.
Well, why are you slowly working on that process? If you really want to be divorced from this man, why are you putting more effort in getting a new man than the effort that you're putting in getting rid of the existing man? Since you took the time to come onto a platform where potentially hundreds of thousands of people could see you, you put more effort in doing that than everybody telling you what to do, but yet you haven't do it. You said you slowly working into that. What's this? I guess you're like tortoise slow, because hell, he been locked up for 9 years. This man has not been able to provide for you, help you with your children. He hasn't been able to do anything, but you're looking for a new man to come do what he's supposed to be doing because he's currently your husband. No, y'all, what man would sit and listen to her and be like, you know what? I'm going to give her a chance. Like, sis, you got a whole lot of stuff going on. You got 5 children. Your husband's locked up in federal prison. God knows what he did. And then you on here looking for a date when it sounds like you need to get your affairs in order, ma'am.
What do you do for a living, Leanne?
Again, I work at a call center for a bank.
Oh, you told me that. And you're 36. So Leanne, Arkansas, 36. How many kids? Do you have any kids by the man you're married to?
I do.
How many kids do you have by him?
3. And those are the stair steppers.
The oldest ones?
No, the youngest. The 8, 9, and 10.
So your last 3 children are by your current husband who's incarcerated, who you are trying to divorce, but he won't divorce. And now you want to meet a friend that would. I'm just curious, what kind of man you think is going to sign up for this, honey? What kind of man are you looking for?
I'm out here looking. That's why I'm out here looking.
So I'm just curious, what kind of man are you looking for?
Somebody who can, I don't necessarily want to say protect, you know what I mean? But somebody who's open-minded.
Open-minded to what? The chaos you get ready to invite him into? He can't even really latch on to you because you're actually latched on to somebody else that won't even give you your divorce that you basically like. Since you can't even lie about your situation because you just publicly told us that the husband won't even give you the divorce. You can't even lie to the man because you just told us the truth and he's watching.
To go out on dates. I don't want to say provide, you know what I mean? Because I can provide for myself. And, you know, I mean, we all do need a provider, but I'm not out here looking for no man for no money. But I would hope that he does have his own money because I'm not trying to pay for his way. You know what I mean? But
what are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers would be liars, somebody who can't keep a job. Just the small town that I'm from, this is just what I go through. You know what I mean? A lot of us women here go through. So liars, people who can't keep a job, things like that. And I wouldn't even say that I don't want to date somebody with kids because I love kids and I am a family person. Family is always first. But yeah, those are the things. I mean, I don't really have too many pet peeves as long as you clean, you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Does this man have to look a certain way?
I mean, as long as you ain't out there looking bummy. I mean, I know I look bummy. I need a new hair, you know, do and stuff like that. But I mean.
Yes, sis. That's the thing. You just admit that you look bummy. First impression is a lasting impression. I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe I'm just old school. Sis, why the hell would you come on this show looking, your head looking like that? No, really, sis. No makeup, no lip gloss, no Carmex for your lips, some Vaseline, something. Just came on, just sitting on the porch chilling, be like, you know what, let me get on this show and see if Kindra pick me. Like, sis, you looking like it's your off day, and that's fine. You know, most of us on our off day, especially if we at home, we sitting around chilling, right? But if you wanted to come on this show to find a friend, sis, don't you think you should look a little bit more presentable before you did that? Like the fact that you don't even care about how you look trying to meet somebody just makes me feel like, why would the man feel any way about how he comes to you when you don't even feel about any type of way about how you're presenting yourself to a potential man that would even think about getting involved with you with all that you got going on?
They ain't got to be out there with suit and tie. You know what I mean? Don't be out there with your pants sagging because a pants sagger or a thug or a hood person is not what I want or what I'm looking for.
That's the kind of person that would sign up for this, though.
Right.
You know, I mean, I just want to be transparent. I think that a lot of times we don't do enough self-reflection. And I mean, just without judgment, let's just read the resume. You know, you are a mom to 5, but okay. 5'3" men, but okay. But now you're married to one of the men who's currently in jail, who doesn't want to divorce you and is going to get out in 2 years. Like, what kind of man is going to say, okay, I'm ready for that challenge? Because there's just so much drama potential. I don't even know.
I'm going to tell you what she's waiting on. She may really do want to be divorced, but she likes the fact that she can still claim something, which is this man that's her husband in jail. She's waiting for some guy to be halfway decent. He don't even got to be all the way decent. She waiting for somebody to be halfway decent, willing to accept her for who she is and what she got going on. And once she see that's going good, then she'll go over there and divorce the husband that's getting ready to get out in 2026. And I don't think that's right. Like, sis, you need to separate yourself from him totally and then proceed on with your new life. Especially if this man been locked up all this time. You said you got what did she say? She got a 7, 8, and 9-year-old. So the man been locked. So basically the first chat. Wait a minute, hold on. How you say you got a 7, 8, and 9 and he been locked up for 9 years? Wait, hold on. What did she say? Hold on, let's go back because I'm confused.
They ain't got to be out there with suit and tie. You know what I mean? Don't be out there with your pants sagging because a pants sagger or a thug or a hood.
What are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers would be liars, somebody who can't keep a job. Just the small town that I'm from, this is just what I go through. You know what I mean? A lot of us women here go through. So liars, people who can't keep a job, things like that. And I wouldn't even say that I don't want to date somebody with kids because I love kids and I am a family person. Family is always first. But yeah, those are the things. I mean, I don't really have too many pet peeves as long as you clean, you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Does this man have to look a certain way?
I mean, as long as you ain't out there looking bummy. I mean, I know I look bummy. I need a new hair, do and stuff like that. But
okay, thank you, Rapper. You said the kids are 8, 9, 10, 14, and 16. So the 8, 9, and 10-year-old are the guy that's locked up. And he's been locked up since 2015. It's 2024. So that's 9 years. Oh, okay. I got it now, y'all. I had to think about, wait, how that happened? Okay, never mind.
I mean, they ain't got to be out there with suit and tie. You know what I mean? Don't be out there with your pants sagging because a pants sagger or a thug or a hood person is not what I want or what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's
the kind of person that would sign up for this.
Sound like.
Right.
I just want to be transparent. I think that a lot of times we don't do enough self-reflection. And I mean, just without judgment, let's just read the resume. You are a mom to 5, but okay. 5, 3 men, but okay. But now you're married to one of the men who's currently in jail, who doesn't want to divorce you, and is going to get out in 2 years. Like, what kind of man is going to say, okay, I'm ready for that challenge? Because there's just so much drama potential. I don't even know what your husband currently in jail is in jail for, right? And whether it be right or wrong, you telling us he ain't willing to let you go. So if he ain't willing to let you go, why would a guy feel safe in signing up for this when you have a husband, so you're legally married, and you're on record saying he don't want to let me go, and he's going to be out in 2 years? Can you see how that could be a very cautionary tale for a man who got his stuff together to sign up for?
Right.
So I know that you might not like the men you are attracting because you were describing them, but I think the best way to attract different people is to become different. And that might mean you might got to spend some time on just getting yourself in a better position so you can attract better. Because in this position, you're going to attract Pookie. That's what you're going to get if you don't want him.
Right. And I do see the comments down there, and I don't look like this on a daily basis. If you check out my social media, I look completely different. I do want to go ahead and say that one. But I mean,
sis, it doesn't matter what you look like on your social media. Your social media, other pictures is not what you presented today. Okay. So you may have some other social media pictures that you look like a whole fox. But the way you came on this show is all that we can focus on, because this is our first invite to you. So again, first impression is a lasting impression.
And I totally understand where you are coming from, Miss Kindra, and I definitely will go ahead and try to get that divorce and maybe work on myself a little bit more. But I do thank you for the recommendations and the compliments.
She said maybe she gonna work on the divorce a little bit more. See, she didn't like Kendra schooling her. See, she thought Kendra was just gonna let her come on here, tell Kendra what she was looking for the last time she had sex with somebody, and get on up off the show, and thought her DMs was gonna be going crazy. But Kendra basically let her know in a very polite way, girl, you look like a damn fool. Okay, go somewhere and sit down, and you need to get yourself together before you try to get together with somebody else.
Yes, I think you got to handle some business if you want to attract different. Listen, all women with a vagina can have a man. Okay, I ain't say you can have him to yourself. I say there's a man out here, if you got a vagina, that will want you back. But the question then becomes, what kind of man is that, right? And if you want a certain kind of man, you gotta become a certain type of woman. So yeah, let's handle some business. Let's see if we could do some more research on how you can be officially divorced from. I don't have the details on that, but let's figure out a way you can get officially divorced from your husband that's in jail.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, sweetheart.
You know what, Five, you're right. This really is no longer a dating show. This is a lot of people that come on here with all their trauma. It's like a trauma dumping show. It's a lot of people that have nobody to talk to, and they use social media like as their free, I don't know, free therapy or something. Like, I just need to get something off my chest, and while I'm getting it off my chest, let me see if I can pick up a man or pick up a woman. You're right, sis. This is no longer a dating show. Like, this show has, and I heard about Kindra G's dating app. They said it's a whole ish show on her dating app. They said it's a bunch of scammers on there. They said it, which I would just think all dating apps are probably like that. But they said Kindra G's dating app is just wow. Now, don't get me wrong. Kindra has had some success stories. She just did a video I saw a few days ago where a news reporter from Indianapolis, Indiana, got married to a doctor that she met a couple years ago through the Kindra G dating show. Okay. So, and I've seen a couple of people who've had success stories by coming on Kindra G show, but y'all, we know everybody's not going to always have a good story. There's going to be people that tell the good story, and there are going to be people that have, bad experience. Hey, PRB. So, all right. I don't know, y'all. Me personally, what threw me off with the young lady was the way she came on looking on the show. I don't know, y'all. I just really feel like as women, we need to present ourselves better, especially when you call yourself trying to get a man, sis. Like, you looking like you just cleaned up the house and you tired and you was sitting on the porch. Maybe you had just, smoked you a little ooh-wee or had you a cigarette and was like, let me get on here and see if I can find me a little date, okay? That's what it was given to me. It really wasn't given seriousness about, because you went from wanting a protector to now you want a friend. Like, girl, what you mean you want a protector? Protect you from what? The husband in prison that's getting ready to get out in 2026? Girl, please, okay? If you need a protector, you need to go find you a Mr. T, okay? Because who is getting ready to protect you from that? That's your situation, sis. What man is getting ready to sign up to protect you from a situation that you created? Okay, you invited him into this situation. So what is he protecting you from? You said, what's wrong with her lips? I don't know, sis. They were very wide. I don't know what was wrong with her mouth. I don't know. Like I said, it was the nappy head for me. I'm not gonna say her hair was nappy, but it definitely was uncombed. Okay, it was the uncombed head for me. I was like, girl, okay. I would barely run to the gas station looking like that. That was a mess. That was just a plain mess. Yeah, Mr. T. She need to go find her Mr. T. All right. So to continue on with our our oversharing journey, we have another Kindra G reaction. Now, this one is a little longer, okay? So this young lady, when I say brace yourself, I mean brace yourself. This is a woman who is a mother to 3 children. Okay, so she's a mom to 3. All 3 of her children are grown, but there's something very unique about Miss Sherry. Okay, Miss Sherry has never dated, although she has 3 children. She's never dated, and she has not had sex in 20 years. Okay, all right, y'all, let's go.
Of course, trust me. Once I sit, I'm good.
Once you say you're good, you're good?
Once I sit, let me turn the other light on. But Sherry's fine. Sherry's fine.
Okay.
This the one, PJ?
You ready, Sherry, so I can start with you, baby?
Yes.
All right.
Sherry is fine.
Hey,
Sherry, where you calling me from, Sherry? Stop moving, honey. Get situated, baby girl. We a live show.
I'm here, Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, Memphis, Tennessee. How old are you?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, how old are you, love?
I am 55.
Now, Miss Sherry, we're gonna ask you. Politely. We're not even going to be rude about it. We are going to ask you to go ahead and pull that top down over that belly over there, ma'am. We're going to ask that politely. We're not being rude, okay?
5.5.
Okay, 55.5. What's your zodiac sign?
I am a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. You have any kids?
Yes, Miss True Life.
I do have children. I have 3 adults. I am a Sagittarius.
How old are your 3 adult children?
35.5, 37.5, and 39.5.
Sherry, you could just tell me
35, 37, 39.
There you go. There you go, Sherry.
He just said, just round it up, not 35.5, 36.5, 36. So you say everybody about their birthday?
What do you do for a living?
I drive tractor trailers.
Tractor trailers. So you're a truck driver?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay, truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got Sherry, Memphis, Tennessee, 55, Sagittarius, mom to 3 adult children, drives trucks. Have you ever been married?
No.
No. Are all your kids by the same man?
No.
How
2
many
donors. 2 donors, never married.
2 donors?
2 dads. I'm the only parent that stuck around. I'm the only one that took responsibility of it.
Sherry, baby, at this point, the animosity that you may have held for these men throughout the years, since 30 years later, and all the kids are grown, yeah, I don't think you should still be holding that animosity. Like at this point, your kids are in their 30s. Whatever the men didn't do and you didn't make them do, sis, you might as well just go on and charge it to the game, sis. You too old to be calling folks donors.
I don't want to give credit to somebody that didn't stick around.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Sherry. So we got Sherry, Memphis, Tennessee, 55, Sagittarius, mom of 3 adult children by 2 donors, never married, is a truck driver. What kind of man you looking for, Sherry?
My situation is kind of different for me as far as I'm concerned. I have not been intimate with anybody. I'm at the 20-year mark. Woo. So 20-year mark, documented, medically documented.
Wait, hold on, sis. Hold on. Let me push this braid back off my ear because I don't think I heard you. Did you say you haven't had, did you say, sis, did you say your ussy hasn't been touched only by toilet paper in 20 years? Oh, I can see we're going to have a bunch of ussy conversation. So you said it's medically documented. Why? Wait, hold on, sis. Slow down now. Why would that? How do you medically document? So a doctor it's somewhere written. A doctor has wrote in some medical notes somewhere that your ussy hasn't been touched in 20 years. what, okay, why is that medically documented? I'm confused. Let me go on.
So I never married, and I focused more on raising my kids and getting myself together. So now I'm ready. So as far as what kind of man, just somebody that's mature. I'm sort of considering marriage, but then I've never even been in a relationship, never had a boyfriend. So it's kind of difficult for me to kind of say, I tell you what I do want. I want a man.
No, wait, hold on, Sherry. The pipe it, calm down, sis. You gonna get one, maybe. I don't know. So hold on, sis. You said you got 3 kids, 2 baby daddies. So you had 2 kids by one man, and the 2 children did you have by that one man? At no time did he ever call you his woman? Huh? You said that was 30 years ago. So that was back up in the 90s. Yeah, they was calling chicks girlfriends back in the 90s.
Want a heterosexual man. It's beyond more than a beard. It's beyond more than muscles. A man. I'm not heterosexual. No games. No switching up. No trying to figure it out. A man. Period.
Okay. Couple questions.
Wait a minute, hold on, Kendra, because we got some too. 5. Would you say she got to start off with toys first? You know what, 5? I think you're right. Yeah, she got to ease up in that thing. Girl, you just can't gang. Sis, you going to hurt your damn self.
So, did you make a conscious decision 20 years ago? I guess you were 35 at the time to be celibate.
Mm-hmm.
And was the goal marriage or what reason?
I'll tell you exactly what happened. For one, I don't have a high body count. The amount of time I was with my kids' dad is each. I've only been with one twice and one once. So I had my first grandbaby coming.
Wait, slow down. Sis, you moving too damn fast for us. This is new conversation. So hold on, sis. Hold on. Wait a minute. Damn it. What? Wait a minute. Oh my God. Wait, hold on. So the baby daddy that you got 2 kids with, you screwed him 2 times and got 2 kids. And the other baby daddy that you got 1 with, you screwed him 1 time and 1 kid, baby, no more. Damn. Okay, girl, you need to play the lottery, ma'am.
First grandbaby coming at that time. And even though I never had a boyfriend.
35?
Yes. So what I'm about to say is that was enough for me to just decide I didn't want that. I didn't want to be putting myself out there. Yes, I had one at 35.
Okay. So how old was your child that had you made your grandmother at 35?
How old was my child?
I'm just trying to get the timeline together.
Wait, the timeline of my child or timeline of me?
Oh, okay. I see. You have a 30.
No, Kendra knew what she was doing. She was trying to figure out what if you last had a baby at 35, then the child that one of the children that you have that has a child, basically Kendra want to know when they start screwing. What was they, 16, 15, 17? Hell, it sounded like the kids, her kids didn't have more action than her. Oh, Lord.
5-year-old child. So you had a baby at 20.
No, you got it wrong. But I don't want to focus on that because that's them. You asked me what prompted me to wait the 20 years. It just happened to end up 20 years. I'm at my 20-year mark. When I found out I was having a grandbaby, that's when I put off everybody. I focused on my kids, the grandbaby, and I just haven't been with anybody else since then. Okay. And I didn't miss anything. Trust me.
So, sis, if you didn't miss anything, then why are you trying to get back in that thing? If you feel like you haven't missed anything in the last 20 years, what prompted you to come on this show? Because if you ain't missed anything, why are you on this show? If you ain't missed anything, then what we looking for? If there's nothing out there to look for, Sherry, You should have went to therapy, not Kindra G's dating show.
Okay, so just for clarity, so you consciously decided not to date for the last 20 years?
I consciously, of course, consciously, no dates.
Okay, so what prompts you to say that you're ready now?
For one, after I've done the math, I didn't realize it had been at 20-year mark. So I don't know if you're hearing the echo. So if I'm seeing to be...
Wait, hold on. You said once you've done the math, you didn't realize it's been at that 20-year mark, but you just told us it's medically documented that you haven't had your ussy touched in 20 damn years. I want you crazy people to stay off these Beyonce's here good internet, okay? Y'all keep that crazy over there to your damn self.
Repeating something is not deliberate. So what prompted me now was 20 years is a long time, but I made it. I survived it. You know, I don't have any diseases, no drama. And one of the main things is I have a grandchild. I told them, you know, the situation about me choosing to not have sex, no relationship, even though I've never been in a relationship. And for that child to be a teenager now, to tell me that they're motivated to wait until they're married. So, you know, 20 years.
Yeah, but sis, you've never been married. The fact that you told your teenage grandchild that you haven't had your ussy touched in 20 years is motivating them to wait until they're married. But did you fail to tell them that you never were married with the 3 kids that you have? I want to know why you was having that conversation with your grandchild. Like, why are you taking your grandchild in the depths of your bedroom business? I don't have any grandchildren, but when I do have grandchildren, we're not going to talk about Granny's bedroom business. Mm-mm.
And that child is almost 20 years old now, so a grandchild.
Okay. So now you're ready. What are your deal breakers?
I'm ready.
Here? What are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers are, I'm sort of leaning more towards marriage or long-term relationship. So the deal breakers are no premarital counseling. A deal breaker has to be no premarital counseling, no background check. I don't want to date somebody or be with somebody that I can't verify who they are. No intense health exam, no health department visit. I'm going to want to have everything checked out because I don't want nobody's diseases. I'm not.
So hold on. Girl, what is wrong with you, man? Sis said. So wait a minute. You want to no premarital counseling. So are you saying the man that you potentially would meet, you want to make sure he's never been married before, or he's never went to premarital counseling before? Now I get the background check. I mean, I get that. I get not, making sure, he got a clean bill of health. I understand. No premarital counseling. What the hell you didn't even say it right? So you're saying you don't want to go to premarital counseling, or are you saying you want the man that you could potentially meet, you want to make sure he's never been to premarital counseling? Like, if he had been to premarital counseling, why is that a concern for you?
I'm not going to go 20 years plus with nobody, without being intimate. So I'm not a fan of being touched per se. So I want to make sure I'm safe. I want to make sure that the person I'll be with is safe. So it just has to be a healthier situation for me.
Okay. Sherry, I do want you to respond to this.
Is that
because
if
I make you a highlight,
okay,
this definitely will be stated. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to it. I think it was your decision to take yourself off the dating market for 20 years.
Okay, so Southside and JG is saying what they believe that she means. Well, why she just didn't say it like that, y'all? Why did she just say it how JG and Southside Black Butterfly said it? Why you just didn't say
that? Years.
I'm proud of it.
Okay, that's proud. No one's saying you shouldn't be. But one would say now you're 55 and now you're
Okay,
ready
Lady
to
Bell.
date, and you're on record saying you've never actually even been in a relationship. You know, I don't play God, and I believe I'll never try to play God, but they're gonna say it's too late. They're gonna say things like, you waited too long for now for you to be serious about a relationship, when this is something that you should have been focusing on whatever the last 20 years. So I want you to at least to respond to that, because that's definitely going to be stated.
She's definitely talking in circles, SR.
Sure. I have a question for you. With me being new to this, I keep getting an echo. Is it better if I take the what is it called? The Bluetooth off? You think that'll work?
If you desire, I don't have the echo, so maybe it's the echo for you, but it's not an echo.
I'm going to try, okay?
So Nay says in the chat, it's never too late to meet somebody. And it's not, you guys. It's not. And her having some criteria, there's nothing wrong with having criteria, but Sherry seems very aggressive. And it's her saying that she's, been practicing abstinence for 20 years and she feels like she hasn't missed anything. Then why are you here? You see what I'm saying? It's like she's shading dating and wanting to date all at the same time.
Just repeating everything. Okay, if you don't have it, I'm gonna leave it because I don't want to cut myself off. So first thing, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'd rather my situation be this than I've been out and about putting myself out there, putting myself in danger. I mean, we all see the news. We see the cases where there's abuse on both sides, male or female. So this has been a way of keeping myself safe, keeping my kids safe, and keeping my grandchildren safe. So once again, I have not missed out on anything. I'm healthy. All of my anatomy, as far as being a real woman, is functional. It's not infected. Hey, I'm good. It's been well worth it. It's been well worth it. So if somebody's thinking it's too late for me, that's their opinion. I'm not used up. I'm not out here putting myself out there in the streets. I don't hang out at the clubs. I don't have folks, in and out of my body. I'm good.
Okay.
So if that's their opinion, if they'd rather somebody that has more activity going on sexually, that's their choice. But I'm somebody who has not.
I mean, at this point, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, at this point, sis, why don't you just go to the local assisted living facility, or I don't know, I would say assisted living, not necessarily nursing home, but maybe assisted living facility, and find you a companion, because it sounds like that's what you want, is a companion. Because I'm just going to assume if you have refrained from being sexually active for 20 years, and I'm not shading her for that. I mean, that's her prerogative. That's the choice she made, and she definitely is living with that. You just mentioned you don't want to be touched. It's like, sis, I mean, at this point, you might as well just order you a man off of Amazon. I mean, girl, you can get everything else off of Amazon. I'm sure you can go get you a man in about. No, really, I'm being honest. What, sis? What do you? I mean, maybe there is a man watching that fits her profile. There's a possibility.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for responding. Now we'll continue. So you gave me your deal breakers, correct?
Sure.
Does the guy have to look a certain way?
I gave you just a few of them, but that's a start. I'm only 4'11", so
you're 4'11"? Okay.
I'm just barely 4'11", just barely.
Okay. So does
the
guy have to look a certain way?
I'd rather he be definitely, not 4'11" or below.
Okay. Just taller than 4'11". I think that's.
I prefer somebody with both legs. I mean, with a complete body, and I'm just barely 4'11". I'm between 14 and 4'11". So I want to make sure all the anatomy is there, because even though I won't even say I've been on the dating market, because I honestly have never been in a relationship. I do have my children. There are no regrets. I'm new at this. I'm ready. I'm actually excited. So I just want to make sure all of his anatomy works. No drugs. Not a heavy drinker. you know.
I don't know. I don't know. I would have probably started local, maybe visit some of your churches. Sherry, if you have any friends, maybe start doing like some local activities in your area. I probably would have started off small. I don't think I would have jumped on Kindra G's platform, especially how new you are to this dating thing. Like this can be very explosive. I don't know if I would have did that if I was her, but you never know. She might find love. You never know.
Oh, just the standard stuff.
Okay.
I don't have like a preference for looks,
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Sherry, should he make
Sure.
a certain amount of money?
Um, I haven't given that much thought, so I'll just say, what did I write down? Because I didn't like the idea of trying to come up with a number. I put down 0.001 cent. Just have a cent. Have a penny. Have a penny. I'm good with that. Have a penny. Have a penny. Even less.
Wait. Hold on, sis. All the man has to do is have a penny to his name? So if a homeless man has his phone charged up and decided to jump on social media and hit you up in the DMs, are you willing to take a homeless man as long as he's clean, doesn't have any diseases, has all his limbs? Because all he got to his name is a penny. Wait, what? Oh boy.
Just have a penny.
So he could be homeless and not have a house.
I didn't say all that.
You just said
as far as an amount, that's just the amount I'm giving you. I have a penny. I can go get a penny off the table right now.
Right, but
I can go get a penny off my table right now.
Okay, yes, but the reason why this question matters is
but you can't pay bills with that one penny, smart ass. Yeah, no. Her personality is garbage. I'm sorry.
If you say the bar is 1 cent, that could be a homeless man because a homeless man can have 1 cent. So is that the minimum? Like, there's no requirement. He could have literally no job.
There's no requirement.
Okay. Okay, fair.
I didn't say. I did not say to be unemployed. I did not say to be homeless. I can go off the table right now and get a penny. I can go get a penny.
Right.
I have a penny.
Okay, but Cherry, cut it out. You're supposed to be you're in your 50s, ma'am. Act like it. You're on a dating show. You need to be very detailed in what you're asking for. I guess what you're trying to say is, although you can walk to your kitchen table and pick a penny off the table, you yourself know that you have money. You yourself know that you have more than a penny in your bank account. Yes, you could probably have 5 pennies sitting in your couch cushion. But if you need to go to the gas station and put $50 in your tank, your debit card is definitely not going to decline. Or your credit card is not going to decline. So what she's asking you is, do you have a minimal requirement as far as the finances of this said man? And what your answer should have been was, he doesn't necessarily have to be making a certain amount of money, like 100,000, 75,000. He needs to be able to take care of himself. And I'm just going to assume at 50, I'm assuming you're going to want a man at least at the age of 50. He should be very comfortable in his lifestyle at 50. That would have been a very mature answer. See, this is what happens when you, in my opinion, basically cut yourself off from the rest of the world, since you don't know how to function with people in 2024. You're still working off the realm of in the 90s. Baby, we in 2024. Like, if you want a man, you gotta have, like, you gotta talk right. You can't be over here playing games. You're not a child, Cherry. You're a grown-ass woman with gray hair.
understand that, Sherry, but you said the minimum is to have a penny. So when you say the minimum is to have a penny, I'm thinking of the minimum, right? So like,
right.
I'll give you a larger example. When a woman tells me they want a man that makes 100K, I'll say, okay, if a man made 80K, should he not DM you, right? So you can understand where this goes with this. So it's fine if your minimum is 1 cent, but 1 cent to me equals you can virtually have nothing, because we can all have 1 cent and have nothing besides 1 cent. So my question is that fine with you? If it's not fine with you, then you should just say that so you can get what you desire. So
I don't know everybody's situation. I don't know where anybody lives. I don't know their cost of living. I am okay with 0.001.
There you have it.
Yeah, there you have it, Kindra. Let that woman, let her be, okay? If all the man had to have is at least a penny, if that's what she said, Kindra, let it be.
Fair enough. Let's do the Kindra Cam.
Sure.
We got to see your full body.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try to.
Oh, we got a booty.
I don't know if you.
Okay. We see you. Okay.
Go
we
ahead.
got you, Sherry girl. Okay. Whoop. We got you, mama. Okay. Sherry.
And I only want.
Okay.
I only want that for one person, So just for. And like I said, I'm new to this, so I am already nervous. So I just don't want to stress myself out, trying to with the little fine details, because I know that they'll come. It'll happen. I'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. Now you already told me, because the next question is, when was your last relationship? And you have never been in one.
I have honestly never been in a relationship. Oh. I have never been in a relationship.
So with your children's dads, they weren't relationships either?
Butter curls.
Not enough. No.
Okay.
It was just, something that happened growing up in the environment that I grew up in. I was way young, and it just was not the most positive environment. So I just decided that, okay, I have my children. I'm not going to beg anybody to take care of their children. I'm not going to beg somebody to be a stepdaddy. So I actually raised my kids on my own. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I did it without stripping. I did it without drugs. I did it without being locked up. I did it without committing a crime. I made it happen.
Okay, fair enough.
I made it happen.
Okay. And we already know that your last time of intimacy was 20 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Okay. Oh, and just real quick, I want to add real quick. One of the things I wanted to add on my list that's a deal breaker, not having a polygraph. So I'm actually okay with having a polygraph test to prove that or anything else, because I do believe in a polygraph test. So I did want to add that.
Wait, hold on. So you want the man that you're going to date to take a lie detector test?
That's a possibility. But I mean, as far as me not being with somebody for 20 years, there's certain things I would be okay with. And
Sherry, baby, it's not that deep. I don't think, maybe jokingly, a man would ask you to take a polygraph, but I don't think on the first date he's going to bring a polygraph machine with him to make sure you're telling the truth. Sherry, sis, you got to chill out. Like, you're too uptight, sis. You got to chill.
Answering on a polygraph test.
So I understand that you would be okay with that, but you just said a deal breaker for you is a polygraph test. So let me ask you this question again. So is the requirement that a man that you're going to date has to take a polygraph test, which is a lie detector test?
About some things, more than likely, yes.
Sherry, I don't believe, listen, I can never say anything absolute.
It's going to go both ways.
I understand. Let me just jump in with this. I'm not God, so I'll never pretend to be God, and I'm a believer. So I believe God can make anything happen. But Sherry, I think this is going to be a miracle if you find a man to sign up for all this.
You know what? 55 years of living, I've seen what guys have picked. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about, other choices that a guy can have. If it's not a situation for me, it's not a situation for me. As long as I'm healthy, happy, safe, and wholesome. That's my concern. So I want to put myself in a situation that's going to be healthy for me. I'm not trying to compete with anybody else. I'm not trying to meet, the.
Can you imagine having a conversation with Sherry as a man at dinner? Can y'all imagine what the dinner conversation would be? Her wanting to keep emphasizing that she doesn't have any diseases because she hasn't had sex in 20 years and she's never been in a relationship, yet she has 3 kids by 2 different men. Can you imagine the dinner conversation?
Status quo of society.
Fair enough. I do understand the concern. I understand what you're saying logically. But I think this is why dating at times, I'm not even saying dating with sex, how to cohabit with another, almost like because you haven't dated in 20 years, you're looking at this as a business transaction than just a natural getting to know a person's transaction. Now, again, I'm not saying you just sleep with any good body. I'm in agreement that you just don't open your legs up for anybody, right? And I'm even in agreement if you like, let's make sure we're healthy. Let's take a STD test and all of that. But I think requiring a lie detector test, that might, you gotta, I don't know how many men gonna sign up for that.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody has what they want in a date, in a marriage, or whatever. I've been very observant all these years. I've been paying attention. So if somebody is more worried about that than being with a woman that's not argumentative, a woman that doesn't have a high body count, a woman that is honest and not being locked up, a woman that's not chosen to do trashy things to raise up the kids, that's their choice. I'm not going to be upset. Once I won't miss anything.
Okay. So I guess this is another question.
Jerry says she ain't never had to do nothing strange but a little piece of change to take care of her children.
So if you don't find a man to sign up for what you request, you're fine. Like you're fine going the rest of your days the way you've been going for the last 20 years.
I'm not concerned about either one. If I'm healthier and happier, continuing to be just me, I've gotten this far. I don't see what the problem is. I know that the norm is to be sleeping around. The norm is to be in and out of relationships. The norm is to be with somebody for an extended amount of time that you're not even married to. That's not what I want.
I want to say,
Sherry, baby, that's not the norm. The norm is people are married and living their lives. And maybe for some people, the norm is for them to be in long-standing relationships. Sherry, your norm is not everybody else's norm. I'm going to need you to stop watching TV and get off social media and live your own life and stop living vicariously through people living on social media. Sherry. Po thing.
That's the norm. I don't agree with that being the norm. Yes, there's a lot of dating options, right?
Right.
And there are healthy dynamics and dating options that it's not just a no sex for 20 years or being a hoe. Those aren't the only two options, Jerry.
Sorry, this thing is tight.
It's almost like
I'm listening. It's tight.
Huh?
I didn't say that, but I don't understand why I'm being interrogated about my choices.
Well, you're not.
I don't understand why.
Well,
Sherry, sis, you're very combative. Are you stopped up? Sis, Kindra G is having a conversation with you. You don't know how to have a conversation? Do you not talk to many people throughout the day? And why are you taking your hair down? Now you want us to let us know that you got long hair and you ain't never had to go to the Chinese people to get hair? You want to boast about that too, Sherry? My God.
Hold on. I apologize if you feel like you're being interrogated. I'm not trying to interrogate you. I am trying to get clarity. And I also know my audience. And I know you said you don't know the show, but I know the show. And I know if I make you a highlight and some of the things are already being said, within the comments. But see, dating is almost like a sport. Imagine you haven't ridden a bike for 2 years, 20 years. I'm not talking about the sex aspect. I'm just talking about cohabitating with another person, because there's
and here's the thing. Hold on, Kindra. Here's the thing. Sherry is shading people for living life however they wanted to live it. She's shading people because they've been sexually active. They've had a couple, 2-3 relationships or a couple, 2-3 marriages. She's shading those people as if she's better than them. But the reality is, Sherry, because you haven't had the experience, what makes you think you're going to be good at this dating thing when you've never dated? To be quite honest with you, everybody else got an upper hand on you, because at least they have experienced. They know what the red flags are, right? Because they've been out there, they've been living life. And I'm not shading her because she hasn't really been out there. That's her decision, and she has to live with it. It doesn't affect me in no way. But the fact that she came on the show basically antagonizing Kindra for asking questions that she obviously feels some type of way about answering, but you're the genius that wanted to come on the show. Ma'am, you've seen this show many times. You know how this works.
A lot of compromise. There's a lot of different things.
I understand all that. Right, I understand all of that.
Right. So I think listen, your decisions have been your decisions, but I do think the questions I'm asking are valid with you ready to enter the dating market again for being off of it for 20 years.
Well, part of the reason, one of the little snippets of why I was off the dating market is I'm aware. I see what goes on around me. I've been very observant of relationships in my own family, in my community, in the news, in the media, with celebrities. I see what goes on, and it is not all good. And I don't want all that.
Can I ask you one thing? I don't want to cut you off, but do you have everything? Every time I think of you give relationships, it's the bad ones. Have you any good, healthy relationships that you can focus on? Because yes, there are drama in relationships, and you are right. There are people who have had bad experiences, but there's also beautiful dynamics in relationships. And I wonder if you pay any of those attention.
Of course I have, but we know the numbers. The numbers are not that most relationships are healthier.
That's not true.
I'm doing everything I can to protect me. If a person is not interested, he's not interested.
But that's the thing, Sherry. You're talking about protecting yourself. Again, I said this earlier. If you wanted to protect yourself, you should have started off in a smaller section. You should have went to maybe a church, tried some activities in your community. I believe she said she lives in Memphis, maybe an assisted living. Maybe, I don't know if you have friends. If you guys get together and go out, again, we know not necessarily the clubs, Sherry. We're not saying that you're going to be on a table taking off your tube top. We're not saying that, but I just think Kindra G's platform was a little too, it was too much. It was too, like sis, no, you should have started off a little smaller. That's just my thing, because you have a lot of pent up aggression. Now, Sherry says what she does for a living. I believe she said she's a truck driver. So again, Sherry's used to seeing people. She's used to seeing people coming and going. Obviously, being a truck driver, more than likely, she's probably driven all over the country. So Sherry's used to engaging with different people. And it's just, I think over time, and I've heard truck drivers say this in the past, that, getting on that road and coming home to an empty house, it gets lonely. And obviously, Sherry's children are grown. They're living their own grown lives. She has a grandchild that's teenage years, that's getting ready to start living their own young adult life. And Sherry doesn't have anybody. So now Sherry is she's did what she was supposed to do. She raised her kids up. She raised her grandbaby up. And so Sherry's like, okay, my mission is accomplished. Now I got to find somebody for me. Am I saying she's too late? No, she's not. You can find love at any time. However, I feel like she's a little out of touch. And she, like Kindra just mentioned, she keeps focusing on all the bad relationships. Sherry, are you not aware of anybody that you know that had a good relationship, like a marriage for 20 years, 25, 30, 40 years? Are you saying you're not surrounded by anybody who has a healthy relationship, be it marriage or long-term, commitment are you saying you've never been in contact, or you don't know of anybody with a healthy relationship? Because she focuses on all the negativity, which like I said before, y'all, imagine having a conversation with this woman at dinner.
That's fine. But I just want to say this. It's not true that there's more bad than good. It's all about what you give attention to, right?
Rapping, that could be true too.
I know equally both, and I actually know more healthy relationships than bad relationships.
I've seen good relationships. I've seen good relationships where it turns out to be behind closed doors. It was something totally different. I'm doing what I need to do to keep Sherry safe. If a person doesn't want to take a test, or just like alimony, I don't really believe in long-term alimony. There's a lot of things I don't agree with. That's up to me and that person to figure out what the next steps we are willing to take together. So a polygraph test, there's some things I'm willing to take it for as far as me answering questions. I take them for a job all the time. It's part of the situation. So you're saying it's a contract, a marriage certificate is a contract. It's a contract.
Oh, that's right, because your goal is still marriage.
So, Miss Corey, you don't believe Miss Sherry? You think she's lying? You think she's not telling the truth? She says she's willing to take a polygraph, Miss Corey.
I'm considering in that direction.
Okay.
But I'm not just going to throw myself in head first. I'm sorry?
I said, what were your 3 flaws, honey?
My 3 flaws, one of them, I definitely would say considering not taking the process and taking the steps to enter the area of possibly being in a long-term relationship that could end up in marriage. So just considering, because I kept thinking of reasons why not to do it. And they're very valid reasons. If everybody wants to throw themselves out there, that's their business. I'm protecting my heart and my safety. Everybody isn't safe. Everybody isn't honest. Everybody is not going to tell me that they're heterosexual and trying to be they're not something else. There's a lot of BS out there. So I'm going to figure out every way I can to filter. So that's a flaw, considering not going through the process, considering not following through with some of my goals that I put on the back burner because I was taking care of other people. I need to start pursuing some of my goals. I need to do that. A deal breaker. I mean,
LOL. Yeah, that's true.
I definitely would say getting into better shape. This got to be the last time I'll be this size. So I'm looking for my partner to be somebody I can take this journey with to get back into the muscular body that I normally have. There's a lot of muscle under there. So that third thing would definitely be getting into better shape. Okay. Now, in spite of the outside, I'm healthy. Just had all my physicals, all my blood work. I'm healthier than some people half my size. So.
Okay. Sherry, what's the age range?
There's a few things.
Okay. What's the age range you want to date, Sherry?
The age range. Let's go. I thought it was funny to think of it, so I'm taking it way up there. Let's do 119 back down to 55.
So you'll go.
I doubt if there's somebody out there 119. It's just a random number.
What is wrong with this lady? Girl, why would you say girl? Why would you use 119?
119 to 50, so 55 to 119.
I've really been thinking about would I date somebody younger than me? Yeah.
Okay. Could he have kids already?
I'm sorry?
Could the man have kids previously?
I prefer that his children are the age of mine because I'm not looking to be a glorified stepmom. I'm not looking to do that. So I prefer the children be my kids' age or older and or beyond the child support age.
Okay. Oh, should he be in Memphis, Tennessee?
Not necessarily. It could be in a whole nother country.
Okay, hold on. He could be in Africa.
It could be anywhere on this planet.
So if he's in a different country, are you going to relocate to his country or will he come to America?
There's a possibility.
Well, look, now you're going to hit the jackpot because I got a lot of men in Africa who's trying to marry a woman in America. You could be married by the end of this weekend.
I doubt it.
No, I don't. That could happen. Now, I don't know if he's going to do all the things you requested, but there's a man who will tell you right now that he love you down to the ground in Ghana or Nigeria and will marry you before this show is over. So you open to...
And there's a woman that's not gullible enough to fall for that and be married by the end of the week. That's me. There's no way I do something that fast without doing.
Sherry, you sis, you gotta chill. Kindra was being funny. She was being sarcastic. She was just basically saying there's a lot of men, because since you opened your area to across the globe, she basically saying, oh, well, you definitely would get, hit up in the DMs.
Myself, due diligence. It's up to me to protect me. It's up to me to make sure I'm going into a healthy relationship. It's up to me to do my homework. It's up to me.
Okay, fair enough. All right, last question, Sherry. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I don't know.
How come she, on certain questions, she answers immediately, and other questions, it's this long, eerie pause?
Oh, if luck is the word, but we'll use the word luck. I'm not confrontational. You'll never get an argument out of me. Never. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I'm not out at the clubs and in the street. I'm loyal. I actually would prefer somebody that's into agriculture, maybe farming or ranching, something like that, or at least have the ability to provide that. So I'm a woman that loves to be outdoors. I'd rather be fishing or hunting or something like that. I'd rather be raising chickens or doing my plants like I do, as opposed to being out in the streets or hanging out in a club or being new. There's a lot of things I could be doing. So I think because I'm pretty down to earth, I'm very, I'm just real down to earth.
Okay. Sherry, are you on the Kindra G singles dating app?
I tried doing that, but for some reason, when I would get to the point of, I don't think it went through. It wouldn't.
Y'all, I can't take Sherry. Bye, Sherry. Girl, bye. Baby, we did 20 minutes. I can't take anymore. Sherry was very exhausting. I am so... Oh my God, she mentally wore me out, y'all. Good luck to Sherry. I hope she finds whatever it is that she's looking for. It was the age category for 119 to 55 or 50 or whatever she said. It was like, sis, the fact that you said 100, I don't think there's ever been a person on Kindra G's show that said the age category was 119 to any other number. I don't think there was a person ever on Kindra G's show. You detoxing. You said she gave you a migraine. That's child. Sherry is a mess. Sherry is definitely very much out of touch. She is definitely a lonely woman looking for somebody to share the rest of the remaining years she has on this earth with. Will she find somebody? You know what, you guys? You know what the funny thing is? She's gonna find somebody, because just as weird as Sherry is, there's somebody just as weird as her. Yeah. And we do say opposites attract, but I think somebody can match her weirdness, and they'll just have little weird conversations every day. Okay. Pray to God they don't bring those conversations to social media. She should look in her area socials. Yeah, she definitely should. Like I said, Southside, I said it a couple times in this reaction. I think Sherry should have started off kind of small and then moved her way up to the dating apps. Okay. I think coming straight to Kindra G's platform was a little too much. Okay. Yeah, K Watts, because she's not. Speaking as someone that's older than Sherry, trust me, I don't want 119-year-old man with just a penny in his pocket. Exactly. It was like Sherry seemed very childish. Okay. The fact that she said, all I need you to do is have a penny to your name. And then when Kindra asked the age category, sis went all the way up to 119 to the age of 50, whatever she said. I don't know. That's I wouldn't expect a response for that for a 119-year-old. I mean, for a 55-year-old woman. You said go to the tractor store. She could definitely find somebody at the tractor store. Child, who knows? All right, y'all. Let's get into a different conversation. We definitely need to woosah after Sherry. I forgot who said that. I think Five said that in our last reaction. Kindra G's dating show is definitely not a dating show. It's definitely a place where people come, I don't know, just to talk because they have nobody to listen to them. I'm starting to believe that because some of the people that come on this show and the things that they say, you just be looking in bewilderment. You're just like, sir, ma'am, are you serious? All right, y'all. So let's get into our last conversation. We're going to talk about Totha Jane. Totha Jane is a social media content creator here on YouTube. She has TikTok, Instagram, and Totha has been dealing with a lot of controversy here lately because of a story time that she does on her TikTok. Okay. So for some odd reason, y'all, I could not pull up my TikTok on my computer. So I end up finding the video that I wanted to wanted you guys to see and hear on YouTube. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to Totha video.
Story time on why I moved to Houston for a man. Oh, I'm embarrassed, kind of, a little bit. It was a learning experience. You might have to watch this in 2x because I'm not skipping any details. I won't say I necessarily moved here for him, but I moved with the intention of having him for the sake of storytelling. We're gonna call him Aaron because I've been watching Love Island and it kind of just makes sense. I need the bowl and all the candy because this is a trauma dump at this point. Aaron and I met in college. So we met through a mutual friend and then we kind of started developing our own relationship, which kind of makes it even harder because we were actually very good friends. And I realized I was catching feelings for this man, but he was always with somebody, right? And there's one thing I am not, it's a home wrecker. If you got a girlfriend, whether I like her or not, you have a girlfriend. I know my place, I'm gonna stay in it. When the time is right, you're gonna find your way home. It's okay. When he was single, I always picked up like flirty vibes, but then again, I'm not one to like make the first move. I like to be approached and not the approacher. This man was in my phone talking crazy. I think it was like 2020 or 2021, something like that. He moved to Houston. Turns out they were in an on-again, off-again relationship. At this point, it was just off. I thought they were broken up. He ended up getting back with his ex. I got my feelings hurt. Whatever. I made a video on TikTok, explaining what happened, and he wanted to have a conversation. So I was in Houston at the time for like the little mentoring event that I had, and I invited him over. We talked about it. We cleared the air. This is when like the Delulu really like light switch kicked on. He told me if I lived in Houston, we could explore a romantic relationship. I do know clearly from God that he was telling me that it was time for me to move out of my parents' house. Now, was he telling me to move to Houston? No. I just think it's so important that when you hear from God, you hear everything because sometimes there's commas and we want to put a period where there's supposed to be a comma. I moved out here like the very end of August, beginning of September of 2023. Me and Aaron were operating as a couple and I was ecstatic. I loved it. We've been playing situationship for 2-3 years. So I'm like, now's our time to shine. Like, it's finally happening, you guys. I did it. We did it, Joe. We did not do it. Another red flag I should have known is I practiced abstinence, some form of abstinence up until I moved to Houston. But when I was with that man, abstinence out the window. I said, what? Huh? Not that Aaron wasn't respectful of my boundaries, but I was not respectful to myself because I allowed him to throw me off of my spiritual journey. And I had to realize that God is so much more important than a relationship. God is so much more important than a man who chose his ex over you twice. And then you moved out here and now you're throwing away your relationship with God to be with a man who isn't even your man. I was never his girlfriend. Stand up, Talitha, stand up. And let me tell you something. I stood on business. I said, look here, sir, you're great. I think I love you, but I love God a little bit more. And I want to be abstinent. I am practicing abstinence till I'm married. And if that's not something you're on board with, we're going to have to end this. We had conversations about marriage, about kids, about a future. And I moved out here with the expectation of a serious relationship. And I'm not faulting him, but I'm faulting myself for not being able to communicate what I want and then walk away sooner. Not everything you go through, God puts you through, but everything you go through, God will use it. I still pray for him. I still wish him the best. I hope that whoever he's with, if he's with somebody, that he treats her well and that they get married and that he gets the wife in the relationship and everything that he deserves. It just wasn't me. And that's okay. It happens. It's a part of life. This is just a story of growing up and making decisions that lead to growth, but it's fine because we're here now. Oh, cute. Cute little face beat. Face God never declined, my God.
All right. Man. So that was her video. Okay. And so TikTok went a little crazy about that video. And so the conversation basically was or is what you said, Shonda. Okay. The conversation basically was Talitha is a fake holy roller. She basically was gravitating towards God because she thought that was going to bring her a man. And then people were side-eyeing her because she talks a lot about God on her channel and her spiritual walk. And people were side-eyeing her because the whole time people thought she was, walking in her spiritual sense. She was basically backsliding with this man. And you basically moved to Houston for a man. So people were like, wait, girl, what? You moved to Houston for a man? Like, who does that? And the reality is people do that. Now, here's my thing with Talitha. The only reason I didn't really side-eye her for making the decision to move to Houston, quote unquote, for the relationship with this man is because, for one, she's young. I think she's like 24. So this happened when she was maybe like 22 or something like that. And she doesn't have any children. It's just her. Now I can see if she drug 1, 2, 3, 4 kids with her and you didn't uprooted the children and now you're in Houston because Talitha is now talking about going back to Colorado where she's from. I think the whole disappointment of this guy and, if things didn't work out, she has said, because I've been watching Talitha off and on for like about 2 years, and she has mentioned how Houston is really not what she thought it was going to be. She's missing her family. And, in my mind, I was thinking, well, girl, although it didn't work out with this guy, what was your other purpose for going to Houston? Like, was it just the guy? Because then, I could see you being depressed and feeling some type of way because you basically, planned everything on this, I'm just going to say fictitious relationship with this guy because if you heard her say they had basically been in a situationship for like 2 or 3 years. You also heard her say that the whole time this guy, Aaron, that she was pursuing was on and off with another woman. So when he was on his off with this ex is when she thought she could come in and intercept. And then when she mentioned how she was practicing some forms of abstinence, I don't know what form she was practicing, and she basically allowed that man to break that a lot of the people that follow her got a little upset behind that. And so now she's dealing with the fact that she feels like, oversharing was a little too much for her because people are now dissing her, hating her, talking about her because of the decision she openly shared with the world about with her story time. And what people got to understand is she's human. She's of flesh, and flesh can be easily tempted. And obviously, she allowed her flesh to be tempted, and she gave herself to this man. And what she thought she was going to get in return, she did not get. Now, obviously, I don't know if I can't really say she's naive because I don't know much about Talitha and her decision making with men and things of that nature. But she obviously was led astray with this guy because, again, you knew this guy was dealing with a woman off and on. So going into that relationship with that guy, in my opinion, since you already knew you had competition, right? And the competition was this ex. Not saying literally she was competing with her, but figuratively, you, in a sense, you were competing with the idea of being his number one. You were competing for the spot. So you wanting to practice abstinence with obviously a man who isn't practicing that, because you clearly know he has an ex, and we're just going to assume, again, we're assuming that this man was intimate. What made you really think that you're stepping into a relationship where a situation, let me say that, you're stepping into a situation that you clearly know that this man is dealing with this other woman? How did you think that he was going to put you up on a pedestal because of what you're proclaiming? And if you notice, she said she basically allowed herself to let her guard down and gave herself to this man, and she ended up not getting what she wanted. Now, what I get from Talitha, she wants to live like this fabulous life. She wants to be some type of football, basketball player wife. And she more than likely probably thought she was going to get this out of that guy. And I think the guy was just, he may have enjoyed her company, but once he really got to being around her, he probably realized like we're not really vibing like that. Like, I'll sleep with you, I'll take you out to dinner and stuff like that, but being your man, yeah, we're not going to be that. And obviously Talitha was hurt behind that. So let's get to the video where Talitha came onto her YouTube channel and basically was crying of how the internet has perceived her and her, her transparency. Give me a moment. Let me pull that video up. Okay, let me make sure I get to that part. Give me a moment, y'all, because I don't want to watch the whole video. I just want you guys to hear that part. All right, y'all, let me bring y'all in. I got it to the part that we need to be at. Thank you for your patience. All right, let's get into it. Oh, she's at the gym. Hold on, let me get right past that.
The final straw on such, it was such a good week. It was such a good day. And then everything just went downhill from there. We're using my other camera, which I'm not really a fan of, but I don't have a camera right now, so we're gonna have to use her. If you follow me on TikTok, I'm pretty sure you are very much aware of the hate train that's been going around. I kind of noticed it in December, and I just didn't really pay any attention to it because most of the hate was oh, she can't dress. Which, whatever, it's an outfit. If you don't like it, I'm not mad at you. I've been getting a lot of DMs on Instagram of people saying oh, Talitha, I support you no matter what. I love you no matter what anyone else says. And I'm so what are other people saying? And see, that's the problem. curiosity killed the cat, and I was curious, and now my feelings are hurt. I've seen hate video after hate video after hate video after hate video of people saying like how pretty much my whole platform is male-centered, and how I only came to Christ because I want a man, and how I'm shallow, and I'm a lot of things, which I don't even like repeating about myself because I don't find them to be true. I feel kind of bad because obviously it's wrong to hate on people, but at the same point, I'm starting to blame myself, because I feel like if you think that I am close to God for a man, then I'm not doing my part as a Christian, because it's so much more than that. Putting my Christian journey and it being for a man together is because the experience I went through with a man, like, expedited my relationship with God. I mean, everyone's journey is different. Some people get closer to God in jail. Some people get closer to God on a near-death experience. Some people get closer to God randomly out of the blue.
I'm going to say this. Obviously, there were a lot of people disappointed in her story time, because it's obvious a lot of women looked up to her, right? And appreciated this journey that she was going on. And then to find out what really was going on let a lot of people down. People got to stop putting so much into strangers, right? Like Talitha, she shouldn't be somebody that you're trying to model after her, because let's be honest, y'all, she's human. Yeah, she's human. She's, she can sin, she can make mistakes. She's human. She's not perfect, but this is what happens when these influencers get out here and they talk on this and talk on that. And obviously their job is to get people to like them and what they have going on. And what I always try to tell people is, like I've used in examples before, Talitha, I'm going to use Talitha as the example. Talitha can get on here and say her and we're going to use the guy Aaron again. Her and Aaron are fighting. They're mad at each other. She hates him. He's a horrible person. And so now the internet, the people that's following her is like, oh my God, he did that. He said what? He's horrible. Don't ever put him on this channel. I'm just using this as an example. So now her followers are mad. They're upset. They're like, this guy, he's a creep. She's such a nice girl. She's pretty. She's smart. She's a go-getter. Why would you do her like that? So now the followers are mad. So they're mad. They're going to stay mad. Then Talitha comes back one day and said, you guys, Aaron and I went out. We took a trip to, I don't know, Jamaica. And we had such a beautiful time. And we talked out our differences. And we're okay now. And then her followers said, wait, what? Hold on, sis. I'm still mad over here at Aaron for what you came on this internet and told us. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. You got to take what these people say. A lot of what these people say and do with a grain of salt, because these people are human, living life when they're on the internet and when they're off the internet. And let's be honest, we don't know what they're doing off the internet until they come to the internet and tell us. And a lot of times the things that they tell us doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Blue. For me, like y'all know, I've followed God my entire life, but it wasn't until I moved here where that relationship didn't work and I got super depressed and my little heart was broken that I really relied on God. Do I think I will have a better man from following God? Absolutely, because you start to weed people out, but the whole purpose of me.
She said she feels like if she follows God, she has the potential to get a better man. No, sis, that's not necessarily true. You would hope that is the situation. But the reality is, people can fake a facade all they want to. You don't know what's real and what's not, or what's true and what's false. So that's why that comment that she made right there, that's why people feel like that's why she has this whole pursuit of Christ and because she feels like that's going to get her closer to getting a good man. That's the reason why people are basically, I guess, upset with her.
On like a self-love journey and doing self-dating and solo trips and taking myself, like all these things, is not because I want a man. It's because a man hurt me
Yeah, agree.
And I want to learn
agree.
to love myself because of that experience that I went through. I don't even know what else to say besides the fact that my feelings are so hurt. Like, I just feel so small for nothing. I am not entitled to share anything. My entire influencer journey is based off of transparency. Like, I don't have to share a single thing. Oh God. But the reason I showcase the good, bad, and the ugly is because I want people to know that it is okay to make mistakes. We are all going to fall at some point. We are all going to, whether you are Christian or not, whether you believe in God or not, we are all going to inevitably make mistakes. Whether it's a mistake in who you date, a mistake in how you live your life, a part of life is making mistakes, right? And I think I pride myself on not having it all together. Because who does?
Tina, I agree with your statement. Tina says, I like Talitha, but until she carries herself better and dressed like a lady, she will attract men who just want to hit. Exactly. And Talitha knows that. Talitha knows that she has a cute shape and she likes to flaunt it. And let's be honest, she works on her body. She has the right to do that. But just understand, you're going to attract what you're presenting.
I hated watching influencers where everything was staged and everything looked so perfect all the time. And I'm like, as soon as you turn the camera off, it's a different story. There is no, she's different on and off screen. Like, what you see is what you get. And if that means I went through a really bad situationship breakup and that kind of shaped who I am now, that's what happened. And I can't change the experience. And I will never take back sharing that experience. But gosh, my head hurts so much, you guys. I'm tired of having to defend myself. Like, I'm tired of having to give a disclaimer when I make a decision or give a backstory when I make a decision or like.
The reality is, Talitha, you're not going to be able to please everybody. You're just not. People are either going to understand it or not understand it. People are either going to accept it or not accept it. See, the harsh reality is, once these folks start getting all these followers, for whatever the reasons they getting these followers, obviously they want to keep the followers, right? That's obvious, because the more followers are, the more money. But the reality is, you can sneeze and somebody will unsubscribe for you because they don't like the way you wiped your nose. You know what I'm saying? That's just how people are very finicky. They're very fickle. And you can't not please everybody every time. And Talitha's young. She's still growing. She's still learning. And she'll get it. Talitha needs to just stand in her truth and be who she is. And the people who accept it will accept it. Like, let's be honest, y'all. If my Jazzy life still has people following her and she has displayed multiple times bad mothering, bad parenting on the internet, and she still can get people to watch her videos, you don't think Talitha can?
I feel like everyone was so on board for the dating until I started dating myself. When I was dating and, it was going well, everyone loved to watch. But now that I am happily single and I am loving myself, it's, oh, Talitha, you only want a man. No, I want me. Okay. Like, I want to treat myself the way that I wasn't treated in the past. I don't do it for a man.
Sis, you do want a man.
Because the man couldn't do it. Like, what? I do it for my freaking self. And it just sucks that people think I'm that shallow. And not only do they think I'm that shallow, like, okay, you have your opinions, whatever, but then you go and make videos hating on me, comments hating on me, posts hating on me. And I'm like, why? I was honestly like really feeling good about content as of this morning. I took my little break. I was, recovered. And then I feel like I just got hit by a truck. And it's not like random haters. It's people who claim to support me. It sucks because now everything I post, I'm going to second guess. And I don't like that. I like being real, honest, raw, transparent. And how it lands is how it lands. But now I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna take everything I say with a grain of salt and weaponize me for showing my truth. And my camera's gone. Like, really?
I think what Talitha should strive for is just she should want happiness and peace. And however that comes to her, that's how it comes. I think people focus on so much of, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. And maybe the times that you are being alone is the time that you actually need to grow, to really learn who you are and learn yourself, you know? Especially with Talitha being young and not having any children. Like, she has so much life to live. And maybe there's times where she doesn't like necessarily traveling by herself and she wish she had a traveling mate. And again, yeah, I can't really tell Talitha how to deal with her emotions and feelings because I'm not her. I'm not in her body. I haven't had her life experiences. So I don't know really what to tell her. But when it comes to this content creation thing, the only thing I could advise is, sis, do what you feel like is natural to you. And just understand, everybody's not going to always hit the like button. There's going to always be somebody that's going to hit the dislike button. There's always going to be somebody that will hit the like button as well, too. And let's be honest, maybe somebody will hit both like and dislike. It's just life.
I don't know where, if it's here. I have no idea where it's at. Where
Those
it
boots
is.
are cute, those silver boots.
And I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow, and I doubt someone turned the camera, and they probably kept that. I don't know. I'm just like really like, I'm sad. It's sad that I'm sad because I was just really happy. I don't know what to do.
Well, sis, I'm gonna tell you one thing to do, okay? Get up off this internet crying and carrying on, child. That's one thing you can't do. You can't let them see you sweat, but you know, to each his own. Black and Bougie, I want to read your comment. You said, word on the TikTok streets is all the God-centered women content creators are doing it to snag a man. And maybe that, obviously, y'all, the ultimate goal is for a woman to get married, you know? And so let me say this. That's not the goal for every woman, but there are a lot of women, ultimately, they want a husband, right? And Talitha has mentioned that. Talitha obviously wants to share her life with someone, but, you know, she has to do it when it's her time, when God sees fit to bring that special man. And even if he brings that man, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last forever and ever and ever. We would hope it does. But the reality is sometimes it will and sometimes it won't. Okay. But y'all, that the whole purpose of this show is the whole oversharing and how people get in their feelings because they tell so much. And then when people don't perceive what they're telling us in the way they feel like people should react to it, then they get in their feelings and constantly coming to the internet crying about what the internet is saying and doing. It's not going to fix it. For another example, real quick, Keke Palmer. Y'all remember that debacle we had with Keke Palmer? Was about a year or so ago, with her and her baby daddy Darius. Well, there's pictures circulating on the internet that it's possible that they're back together. Okay, and you know what? When I saw it, I was just like, you know what, y'all? I just didn't really care anymore. Like, I don't really care about what these people are doing, and I wish these people, these celebrities, would stop feeling like we care. Let's be honest. We really don't. Maybe some of us do. But a lot of us really don't. And when you're beefing with your baby daddy or your baby mama or your husband or your wife, can y'all just disconnect us from the group chat? I'm just, really. Like Cardi B, every time her and Offset get into it, she has to come and talk to him on the internet as if you can't call that man's cell phone or send him a damn text message or crawl into his DMs. Surely if he see you in his DMs, he'll look at it opposed to anybody else that could get in his DMs. I'm just tired of these celebrities feeling like we really want. All we want is what we initially followed you for. If it's your singing, your acting, or whatever it is, That's what we want from you. As far as who you sleeping with and how y'all, whatever the ins and outs of that is going, I think a lot of us don't really care because we're so, like, y'all, just be honest with yourself. We are extremely overconsumed what the internet has to offer us, right? We are overconsumed with everything that people post on the internet every day, all day. And some of these updates that these celebrities and influencers want to give us, yeah, a lot of us, it's just like, sis, I would have slept just the same way had I known that or not known that about you. That's true, K Watch. True enough, I don't care, but I can't deny that Kiki looks dumb getting back with him. But okay, it's her life. And you know what? Kiki looks dumb because Kiki and her baby daddy and her mama brought it to the internet. Kiki could have handled her discrepancies with her baby daddy behind the scenes. Now, let's be honest. He came to the internet and said something first when she was at that Usher concert in Vegas when she had that dress on. Like, that kind of like sparked it. And then Kiki kind of ran with it. You know what? They both ran with it, if you really want to know the truth. But at the end of the day, I just really hope and pray whatever Kiki decides to do with her relationship with her baby daddy, like, sis, whatever good or bad comes out of that, girl, keep it offline. Keep that to your damn self, okay? Because let's be honest, y'all, nobody really cares. I've seen a lot of people post like, child, I'm just minding my business over here. I wish y'all would do the same thing too, okay? He's a broke, dusty nobody. That's what I heard. Like, prior to that situation when he made that comment about her on social media about what she was wearing at Usher's concert, I didn't even know who the hell that man was. You know what I'm saying? And Kiki, like, I know who she is, but I don't really follow her at all. So I wasn't really watching and following what she got going on. But when all that stuff came out and the mama got involved and Darius' brother got involved, like all these people got involved, I was like, baby, there is too many hands in that relationship over there. There was far too many hands. And that's the example I just gave you guys. Everybody was mad at Darius. They were hating Darius and they was ready to cancel Darius of how he treated Kiki. And behind the scenes, y'all, they were still communicating with each other. And we, as the internet, we sitting over here mad. We real mad. We ready to cancel Darius. We ready to cancel Kiki. Everybody was ready to cancel them. And so we're still mad. So we're going on, still feeling some type of way about everything that came out about Kiki and Darius. And the whole time, y'all, they was over there co-parenting with the child that they share. So that's why I just really feel like people shouldn't just get overly invested in what you see and hear on the internet. Like, you watch it, you consume it, give your thoughts and opinions if you feel like it, and baby, go on with the rest of your damn day, okay? Because these people, a lot of these people, yeah, they be having a lot of mental health issues, and unfortunately, they bring it to the internet. Tasha, you got me through my last hour of work, honey. You welcome, Nikki. All right, y'all, that's my time, honey. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you hit the like button, clock out the break room on your way out the door. TMR is definitely going to see you in the next one, honey. Remember, sub with love. Bye.